This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, good afternoon. I'd like to call to order our second police board meeting for 2023, and welcome to our recently reappointed Order in Council member, Wayne Evans. Congratulations, you're stuck with us until we end up getting folded or whatever's happening to us within the near future. So
I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know where our OPP folks are today, but we'll just have to move forward without them and table the Q1 report that they did send to us. Any declarations of pecuniary interest? Seeing none, we can move to the next item, which is the public question period. Do we have any members of the public that have dialed in or are on the call at the moment? Okay, we can move on from that, but if somebody does come on, we can entertain their questions at that time. Motion to approve the agenda as posted.
Yep.
Okay, Evans, Creelman, all in favor, opposed, and carried. Approval of the minutes of the meeting of Wednesday, February the 8th, 2023. Any amendments, changes? Okay, moved by Creelman, seconded by Evans, all in favor, and that's carried. There's no real matters arising from those minutes other than status updates. I note that our community policing committee representative is not on the call with us today. So we'll move past that. Perhaps Cheyenne, has he been getting the notifications?
Yes, and I actually got an email from him about an hour ago that he was unable to make it. He had a prior appointment.
Okay, if you can just note that in the attendees list that he's absent with notice. Okay, so moving on very quickly, we're at number 8 already, the status update. The detachment commander's feedback form, which you're aware of, was circulated to you and was sent out. We did receive a response from Superintendent Stoddart, who's the operational commander for the Central Region, and with many thanks for the positive feedback that we provided on behalf of our community towards the OPP. So good job. Our folks are doing a good job, and we'll hopefully continue on that note. Next item was ATV and off-road vehicle road signage. I believe, Mayor Creelman, that there has been some action on that. That was a complaint that came in that people had been not necessarily trespassing, but were acting not in a good manner with ATVs at the, I guess it's fifth line extension. Any comment, Mr. Mayor? There he is.
Sorry, I just stepped away. Could you repeat that, please?
Just with respect to the ATVs and the off-road signage, the complaint that we'd received, the town received about activities, I guess it's on the extension of fifth line.
I'm not hearing anything currently from that area. So
I think they were going to post some signs, I think, weren't they? The town?
Yeah, I can follow up on that, but in terms of complaints from the neighborhood, it's been very, very quiet, frankly.
Okay, and we did have some feedback from the community about speeding on French Drive, and I believe that there had been a speed bump had been deployed on the road. So that was dealt with. They seem to be satisfied at the moment, but I think there's probably going to be a demand in the future for more of those portable, deployable speed bumps in the future.
So they're temporary type, right, correct, Mike?
Yeah, they have to come up for plow season.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mike,
Comments?
one issue that arose, one issue that arose in the course of those comments from the neighborhood was that the OPP had indicated that they could not, and I hope I'm not quoting this incorrectly, but they could not park in private driveways to monitor speed. And I don't think that's correct. I think they certainly can as long as they have permission. But that was the feedback that the residents on French received when they asked why there wasn't more speed enforcement.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm getting emails back and forth here from Terry Ward that the one officer is trying to get in, but he says the access code for the call isn't working for him. So I don't know what to say. I'll go back to Larry here, or Terry. Terry's still working at district headquarters, so he's not available to come onto the call. So let me just send this through to him again.
Okay.
Yeah, with respect to parking in driveways, there's no problem as long as it's with consent of the owner. We do that. It's done on Airport Road on a regular basis. So I don't think there's any truth to that matter. Okay, he's still trying to get in, so we'll just continue on. Is there any budget, or is there any movement for any more of these items to be purchased in going forward, Mr. Mayor?
Well, I think we're going to have a good look at the speed bumps, because we are getting demands from a number of parts of the town, and they seem to be effective. And the only issue is that they come up at for winter, but they seem to be working well.
Okay, we have a caller. Can you identify who you are, please?
Yeah, it's Dean Korn calling on behalf of Dufferin OPP. I apologize for being late. I was having a cell phone issue to dial in here, so my apologies to everybody.
Okay, how do you spell your last name, Dean?
Last name is Korn, K-O-R-N.
K-O-R-N. And what's your rank, Dean?
I'm the acting inspector here in Dufferin.
Okay, yeah, I was just on the back and forth with Terry.
Yeah, I made an error here. I've had quite a few of these PSB meetings this week, and I thought this one was in person, so I went to the township building and obviously learned that it was virtual. Tried dialing in with my cell phone, but it wouldn't take the session ID code, so I zipped back here to the Orangeville office to call you guys directly. So once again,
Okay.
I am very sorry.
Yeah, we were told that somebody did show up at the town hall, and we thought it was a member of the public, and we hope that they didn't drive too fast to get back to their home. But so anyway, welcome. Nice to
Thank you.
have you, Dean. Are you new to the detachment?
I am. I'm filling in for Terry Ward until the OPP makes some announcements in the near future of what's taking place here. There's a bit of a shuffle occurring. So for at least the summertime, I'm looking after Dufferin.
Okay, very good. And where are you from normally?
My home position's in Wellington County.
Wellington. Okay, so you're not that far away from.
No. I think we share some shared concerns, I think.
Yeah. So one question that we were dealing with earlier in the agenda here, Inspector, was with respect to radar enforcement in some of these residential areas. And the understanding from members of the public was that the OPP wouldn't be able to do radar enforcement in a residential area because they can't park in a resident's driveway. And our understanding here at the board is that that's okay as long as it's with permission of the resident. Can you enlighten us on that?
That is correct. If somebody provides permission to park on their private property, then yes, we can do that.
Okay. That
And
answers that
Mr. Chair,
question.
if
Yep.
I could pursue slightly, I take it that the OPP would not be shy about approaching residents to park in their driveways in strategic locations?
Typically, it's been my experience, and I'm not sure what the past practice has been here, and I haven't discussed this issue with Terry as far as what he's done before, but typically we don't approach residents to ask that question. If someone were to call the detachment and offer their property for that purpose, then we would make note of that address and then make sure our officers were aware of that. But we're not going to go and knock on somebody's door and bother them in case just for that purpose.
So just to give you a little background, Dean, on this, there's one particular area in South Mono. It's called French Drive. It's in behind all the car dealerships on Highway 9.
Okay.
And there's been a fairly new residential development has gone into all of that area. But there is a lot of commercial traffic also on French Drive, including a lot of vehicle test drives from the car dealerships.
Gotcha.
And we've been dealing with basically a standing complaint about all kinds of different things on that road, including speeding. Inspector Ward has deployed our stalwart Larry Matkowski from time to time doing enforcement, but that's the only thing that has really worked at the moment is a portable speed bump has been installed on the roadway that will just be seasonal because it's a temporary thing, but we need to back that up with enforcement. So
absolutely. In that case, if that's not a problem, what I'll do is I'll reach out to Larry, and then just for my own background, and please forgive me, I'm so new here still, just to find out from Terry what the past practice has been as far as internal messaging to our people, but definitely we can take some action there.
Okay, perfect.
Mr. Chair, I would think that it would be good public relations if the OPP were in fact to approach property owners and people with driveways in good locations and ask for permission. If the position is that they don't do that and they wait for somebody to make that offer, I can well see a situation where speed enforcement is simply not occurring for want of an invitation to park in a driveway. So, I mean, it's a chicken and egg thing here.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mr. Mayor. And I know Terry Pecorino has been doing work with the community watch folks in that area. So perhaps, Dean, you might be able to work with her if she's still around, and
Absolutely.
And see if she has contacts there that she could maybe identify some potential parking locations where Larry or somebody can surreptitiously slam dunk in that area.
Absolutely. I'll take care of that. Then I'll speak to Terry Ann.
Okay, perfect. That takes us to the false alarm report. Cheyenne.
Hi. So this first quarter, we had 10 false alarms, but 2 separate, so 4 of them really were repeats on the same day. When you break it down, it was really 8 houses, none of them with previous false alarms in the quarter before. So these are new homes. Letters will be sent reminding them that if there is second and third, that there would be a fine in place.
Okay, perfect.
Any questions?
All good. Motion to accept the alarm report. Evans, Creelman, all in favor, opposed, carried. Okay. At this stage, Dean, we usually have the OPP oral report, and that's just basically a very high-level discussion of your Q1 report, and we all have had it and probably have had the opportunity to look at it, and I'm quite pleased with the amount of hours that that is being expended. It's down about $60,000 worth so far in the first quarter, so that's looking good. But your overall comments, sir?
Yes, sir. So I had a chance to go through the quarter report, and I'm not seeing any significant changes from our stats from this point last year to date this year. So everything seems to be steady. I think that's a fairly common trend from what I've seen on some of the other municipalities in the area. So all in all, I don't see anything of concern, Mr. Chair, unless there's any questions on the billing summary or any other portion of this.
I note that the enforcement is, or the amount of part threes, I guess. Some of the enforcement is down, but maybe people are starting to smarten up.
Well, I mean, the Part 3 summaries, I mean, those are the more serious offenses in the Highway Traffic Act and other provincial statutes. So, yeah, I'm looking at that number right now for March, dropped significantly from March of 2022. Without getting into the specifics of the actual charges laid, I really couldn't feel that I should qualify to comment on those, other than the number is down itself. By comparison, the Part 1 tickets seem to be pretty much the same, steady issued.
Yep, I agree. Maybe Larry's just slipping. It was slipping in there. Or maybe he took a vacation. I don't know.
That could very well be, because he does seem to carry the bulk of the stats for the detachment.
Wayne, you have a question?
Yeah, the only thing I saw that was like, and it's not up a huge amount, but theft under, is that probably gasoline theft?
No.
Under theft under is
I'm flipping to that.
this year to date. Last year it was between January 2. So
Theft, right. I'm looking here, theft under gasoline drive-offs, we've had none this year.
okay, right above that, theft
Oh,
under.
sorry, other theft.
Other theft, yeah, okay, so it's not
Theft
gas.
under other theft. Yeah, I'm not, that is going to be the catch-all for any other of the thefts under $5,000 not captured by the master codes that are indicated above and below. Again, without getting into the actual report status, I don't know what those would be. They could be anything from shoplifting to other small items.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, it was good to see that the violent criminal code offenses are down. So that's a good thing. Hopefully that continues on throughout the year.
Agreed.
I don't have any other comments or questions. Mr. Mayor, do you have any?
No, I'm good.
See, we
I
did
just
have,
curious whether our acting inspector can comment on whether the progress of these matters through the provincial offences court has improved.
From what we're seeing, a lot of the matters that were laid during the pandemic are being dealt by the courts in the quickest way possible. So typically deals are being offered for traffic offenses to get them through and clear the backlog. My understanding is that for issues, offenses that have occurred in the last 12 months or so, those are going back to how they used to be, where they're not being given the breaks that they were being through the pandemic. So I think things are coming back to status quo.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions with respect to the oral report? Okay, motion to accept the OPP oral report. Evans, Creelman, all opposed, or all in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Just another item I didn't put on the agenda here, but I think, were we discussing Project Lifesaver at one of our previous meetings?
Yes, I had some notes on that. I think that was in the joint meeting, though, I think.
Perhaps, yeah. So basically, this is some sort of it's an amulet or a device that people with Alzheimer's or dementia would carry. And if they got lost, it allows for the OPP or whoever they designate using radio tracking equipment to go out and search and vector in on their locations. And it's something that is run by Caledon Meals on Wheels and is in place within Caledon and the Bolton area, but it wasn't available to Dufferin. And Terry Ward and his troops attended a Orangeville Lions meeting and made a pitch for the purchase of the equipment that would allow this program to come to Dufferin. It would be still administered by Caledon Meals on Wheels, i.e. they would administer the distribution of the tracking devices, but that the OPP in Dufferin would be trained and would have the radio tracking equipment for that. And I'm pleased to announce that the Orangeville Lions, through the television bingo funds, is providing the OPP with $7,500 to purchase the 2 of the tracking devices. And in the not too distant future, this will be rolled out throughout Dufferin. And this will allow, if there's people missing that are within the community, that maybe they're out at Mono Cliffs Park or Island Lake, and they get missing, that the OPP would be able to come in with this equipment and train volunteers to go out and locate these people. So that was sort of a win-win as a result of Inspector Ward approaching the community. Any questions on that? I think they brought it up at the joint meeting. Wayne, you're right.
Yeah,
So
that's what I say anyway. It was in the joint meeting.
Yeah, that's something I can report out then at the joint meeting that Dean will have to attend on Friday online with all of our boards.
Yeah, the notes I had is that it needs funding. It was about 10K for startup. So
Yeah, well, they got it.
that's good.
Okay, any correspondence, Cheyenne?
No correspondence received.
Okay, any new business? Mr. Barry, do you have any updates on any of the pet projects that you have been soldiering on?
Well, I've put in a request to have meetings at the Association of Ontario Municipalities annual meeting in London in August, specifically to address the question of automated speed enforcement and why the province still tries to make life difficult for us in being able to deploy it in mono on roads that aren't community safety zones or aren't below the speed limit of 80 kilometers per hour. I'm also going to have also requested a meeting with the Attorney General to talk about the state of provincial offense courts and also make arguments about the process by which fines are set for bylaw infractions and our inability in provincial offences court to make cleanup orders, which we obviously have to do through the Superior Court. So that's not quite related to this body, but I still have my hobby horses and I intend to continue to ride them.
Very good. Okay, Wayne, do you have any new business or any items you want to discuss?
No, at this point, no.
Okay, well, this is a record fast one. Dean, do you have any questions or comments?
No, sir, not Mr. Chair. I just appreciate the opportunity to speak with you. And once again, I apologize for being late.
Well, you weren't very late, so that's
I just hate being late at all. It doesn't show very good form.
yeah. I know.
Mr. Chair, I do have a little bit of somewhat late breaking news. Town of Mono received an application for a special event in early July that would occur on a property on Highway 10 south of Primrose, north of Camilla. And it was anticipated that there would be, I think, some 1,500 to 3,000 people over the span of a number of hours attending that property. The OPP has worked with the town to address obvious potential traffic issues as well as paid duty requirements. After a very interesting debate yesterday, the town turned down the special events permit, and as a consequence, were it to occur, it would not occur with our sanction. But it was a challenging application in as much as it came in, and it was a big rush to get the thing to the state where we could even discuss it. But it went down in a 3-2 vote.
Yeah, I did read that application and was kind of scratching my head when I read it. I didn't really see a proper risk assessment done in the application that would cover off potential problems, and the potential also for things like bonfires, fireworks, even though they're not permitted, could precipitate wildfires and things like that. So I'm not commenting on the decision that was made, but I think these things, when they come in, especially for those potential numbers of people, need to be a lot more, the planning needs to be much more advanced before it comes forward.
Well, the regrettable thing is that they have gone off and sold tickets, even in advance of us considering the application. So I haven't, my phone has not rung yet today, but I expect it to ring at some point. They tried to engage me early in the process, and I responded by saying, you have to work this out with staff and with agencies such as the OPP, the health unit, the fire departments. I'm not going to intervene at an early stage, and especially when I have no indication that there's an impasse that's been arrived at. So, you know, we're sort of in an awkward position, because if somebody does come to us under this bylaw, which by the way is about 30 years old and badly needs to be revised, that's a good thing to the extent that we can get conditions attached. It's a bad thing when somebody just decides to do this, you know, without approaching the town, and it becomes just another field party type thing.
Right. The International Plowing Match is coming up in our neighbor Amaranth's territory in September as well. That'll be a challenge for you, Acting Inspector Korn. Are you going to be seized with the planning for that, or is there a special team doing it?
I know Terry Ann and Andrew Fines from our community safety office here were looking after that, but I'll be watching from the side just to make sure everything and to provide any assistance that they might require.
Yeah, if you need any help, I've done 2 papal visits, so.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I was principal planner for the first one in 1984, And I was also involved as the commander of the transit police for the one in 2002. So I give good free advice.
Well, thank you very much. We may take you up on that.
Yeah, okay. So any other business? So our next meeting is way off in the future to the 13th of September. Hopefully at the Joint Police Board meeting this week, we might get some more information from Dwayne Sprague from the province as to what the fate of our boards or our amalgamations are going to be. But that will be discussed at our next meeting. So do I have a motion to adjourn at 1:30?
Yes.
Moved by Wayne, seconded by John. All in favor? Opposed? Carry. Motion to confirm the proceedings of the meeting of the Mono Police Services Board held today, June the 14th. Moved by Creelman, seconded by Evans. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Dean. Didn't keep you too long. I don't know how long your other meetings with the other towns have been, but that's all we got.
Well, thank you very much, and I hope everyone has a good remainder of the day.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, and have a good
Thanks,
summer.
everyone. You
Thank you.
chat.